Aaron, how much of a concern is this? Brian said as many as 6 guys might be tested positive. Just where do you stand with all this, and how do you go forward?
Yeah, I mean, we'll just tackle it as best we can. As far as first and foremost, obviously anyone that's testing positive, making sure they're help them, be as healthy as can be. Obviously we have a couple of them that have had symptoms, but are for the most part, doing pretty well. So we'll just, rally around them and give them the support they need and see where this thing goes as, the hours kind of unfold and we wait to get, more of the lab-based testing back.
Did you come to the park today expecting to play, or how did you find out that all this was going on?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I thought we were playing, and then obviously we got some more issues coming in today as everyone going through rapid testing and things like that. More issues popped up.
Thanks.
Randy Miller, go ahead.
Aaron, ballparks are back to 100% capacity. It seems like the world is kind of normalizing again. To go through this for the second time this year, when it looks like COVID's kind of going away, is that shocking, upsetting? What's your reaction to having to deal with some of the same things that you went through last year?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the last year and a half is kind of, in some ways, kind of prepared you for this kind of stuff. Certainly, disappointing and frustrating, and, don't want to be sitting here talking about this and desperately want us to go back to as normal as possible. But that's out of our control too. And we just got to do the best with the circumstances and with the hand that we're dealt, and try and make sure we're taking care of one another as best we can, taking care of our players and staff as best we can. And, hopefully getting through this.
Is it still scary at all, or is it because most of you guys have had shots that it's not like it was last year because of you guys have had the shots?
Everyone's different, right? I mean, I've never really been scared. I haven't gone through it, any of this in that way. It's just maybe my nature. I know some people are more fearful than others. And so I think that's an individual thing when you're talking about level of how people have had to handle and gone through this pandemic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Marley Rivera, go ahead.
Hey, Aaron, you've been very open about how you said that you encourage your players to be vaccinated. It's certainly not a requirement. And you guys reached that threshold a long time ago. Do you feel that maybe this could inspire maybe those last couple of players, or however many you have that have not gotten vaccinated, maybe to do so?
Maybe. I mean, look, but I also still feel that that's a deeply personal decision. I have people in my life that have made decisions in both ways, and ultimately I respect that. I've chosen to get vaccinated. I've encouraged those too, but in the end, that's a deeply personal decision, in my opinion.
Eric Boland, go ahead.
Aaron, understanding that was ultimately MLB's call, but have you gotten any clarification on the difference in terms of postponing this game as opposed to what you guys went through in St. Pete and then Baltimore, when you ultimately had 9 players that tested positive and the games went on? Do you any reason why this one was postponed so quickly and you guys played on when you had your last outbreak?
Well, the last outbreak was no players.
Glaber, right?
One.
Glaber, but that
I think
more
Eric
turned
just
into
misspoke.
a false positive. Yeah. So
it's because it's in the players population as opposed to the staff population?
Yeah, I think changes the equation a little bit. Obviously, the game is the players, and that came into effect. I'm sure Major League Baseball considered, obviously, the Red Sox are here, another team, and what's that look like? And an unvaccinated population on both teams, how does that affect? Ultimately, it comes down to you're trying to make a player safety decision as well. And I think in the end, they probably felt that this rose to the level that they didn't want to risk going through a game tonight.
So the Red Sox not being at 85% might have played a role.
I don't know. Then again, we're over, and we have a couple of guys. So I guess it could have, but who knows?
Thank you, Aaron.
Brendan Cuddy, go ahead.
Hey, Aaron, just to confirm what you said a minute ago. So Glaber was determined to be a false positive. He had been out for
He was
quite
out
some
several
time.
days. I think it
Yeah.
ultimately turned out to be a false positive. Yeah.
Thank you.
Joe Masiri, please unmute.
Hey, Aaron, with the 3 players who have tested positive, are they breakthrough cases? Do you know?
We already confirmed that, Joe. They all 3 were fully vaccinated.
Okay, thank you. And then one other thing, because you have the 85% threshold and you have a little bit more relaxed restrictions, and you guys maybe, do you think that can contribute to getting these cases? And do you think like the rest of the season should be played with more restrictions in place?
I hope not. No, I don't think that's the case. I think, I don't know how the variant that's going on now factors into this. So whether it leads to some more restrictions in the short term, which I'm sure is possible, we'll just have to see. I know it has, because now we're getting tested again. And that had kind of gone away over the last few weeks. So I'm sure it's possible. Ultimately, that's not my call. That's above me as far as, making sure the protocols are putting us in the best position to be safe. Hopefully we don't have to go back to, the kind of protocols we were certainly under last year and even at the start of this year.
Thank you.